Good morning, LBHT crew. Good morning, Rogue Nation. We are back at our regularly scheduled time. All right. I said last night that we may go a little bit longer today, just for today only. But then it's no more. There's no more hour morning streams. Okay, that was vacation hours. All right, vacation is winding down, so we won't get that. But because emotions are still high from last night, we might go a little longer than 30 minutes today. All right, we might. We'll see how this goes. I did stream about, I don't know, 3.5 hours ago. Okay. Let's give some shout outs to the chat real quick. To the early birds here. Bazel 86 Ghosts in the house. Good morning. Dr. Kush. Dr. Kush. What's going on? Good morning, everyone. Good morning.
Do you know Dr. Rush?
I heard he's going back to his home practice. That's what I heard. Red says fire Harbaugh. Lupus poop. Oh man, I hate that for him, man. The Hawk TV. Good morning. I'll say this, man. Like he's going to be compared to Billy Cundiff, but he's only a rookie, so he has a chance to redeem himself. Cundiff, that was pretty much it for him. He was cooked after that. Our guy Nitro. Salute.
What's up, bro?
When the kid in the morning, make sure you go and subscribe over there. Subscribe to both channels if you're not subscribed. Okay, you got the Wonderkin Show and Wonderkin Morning Show. Yes, indeed. Zeke Hokage, salute. Thank God I didn't watch the game, and now I'm done watching football. It's always something with the Ravens. Yeah. Okay, just as a football fan, it's a very entertaining game. Very entertaining game, right? As a football fan. Mm-hmm. But as a Ravens fan, you know, that's been through the ups and downs this year, it's probably better if you didn't watch. Clock, good morning. Good morning. DDSQ, salute. Ooh. Good morning. Imani, good morning. Hey. See, Iron Addict, hey, salute. You was hanging out with us last night. Now you here in the morning. Hey, appreciate that.
Thanks.
Just Raw, good morning. Good morning.
Hoorah.
Let's see. Who else we got here? Retired Gunny, salute. Salute. We got Brandon Royals, good morning. Gun 23.
Good morning.
And let's see. CES Jr.
CES, my guy. What's good?
What's going on? Aaron, good morning.
Fire. This is horrible. Fire horrible.
And we got super chat from Bazel. Salute. Says, I love this world. Because of Davon, good morning. Says, hello. Do you know the Muffin Man, Dr. Rush? Who else? Rick Jones, good morning. We try to get all the shout outs here. Grails only. They packing in. They packing in now. Okay. Yeah. Good morning. They said, all right, let's talk about this.
Enough is enough, right?
Dr. Kush says, appreciate the super chat. Says, good morning, everyone. Tough loss. We need changes in that front office.
Thanks.
All right. Alex Silva, good morning. I think that's everybody. Jabari.
What's good?
To make massive changes now. All right. Me and B talked about this for over an hour last night. I know you and Yolanda did your live stream. Give us your thoughts. Give us your thoughts on what transpired, especially towards the end of the game.
I mean, the same thing we already knew was going to happen. The Ravens go up double digits. They blow a lead. What's more telling to me was Derrick Henry in the first half of that game, 15 rushes, 112 yards. First half of the game, killing them. Second half, 5 rushes, 14 yards. Once again, even though Lamar let us back in this game, our identity, we thought from that New England game that we had learned our lesson. You run Derrick Henry, you bleed the clock, especially when you know that your defense can't stop anybody. We did not do that. And in the stream yesterday, even in your stream, people talking about Lamar. Lamar what? He threw for 3 touchdowns. 1 touchdown, he had to break out of a sack from 2 guys and throw a pinpoint accurate pass to lead us down. I know at the end of the game, people said, well, you know, we should have at least tried to rush the ball one more time, but John Harbaugh, coach, is scared. He is a scared head coach to do what is needed to be done. And of course, the kicker should have made the kick. For me, it's just defensively, we are not a well-constructed team. And a lot of people are going to say Kyle Hamilton going out hurt this team. We didn't play well as a defense when Kyle Hamilton started all season long. So what makes you think anything was going to be different? The tackling was horrible. The play execution, atrocious. Like, Zach Orr is not that guy. You have Shannon Sharp and the rest of those guys talking about, I know you don't want to fire your best friend, but you have to make changes. Everybody else out here is hiring defensive coordinators to make their team better. John Harbaugh is living in the world of nepotism, and it cost us our season. It cost us a playoff berth. We had everything that we needed. Derrick Henry touching the ball 5 times in 2 quarters. You can't have that happen. But then everybody wants to blame Lamar. Lamar this, Lamar, he threw an interception. Yeah, he threw an interception. His line was not blocking for him. His line was going up and touching guys and then letting them go. What do you think the defenders are going to do when they're not engaged? Nobody wants to talk about these type things. It's always Lamar didn't do, the front office didn't do, the owner didn't do, the head coach didn't do, defensive coordinator didn't do, even Todd Monken to some extent. I'm going to hold him to the fire, even though I know John Harbaugh wants them to do what he wants to do. Todd Monken has to grow some balls and say, you know what? I know I'm going to be the scapegoat. I know I'm going to get fired. So I'm going out blazing. I'm calling the plays that have been successful throughout the season, and I'm doing what I want to do. John Harbaugh, you fire me, you fire me. You're going to do it anyway, because once the season is over, he needs to be scapegoated. And if John Harbaugh comes back to this team to be the head coach next season, I don't know what I'm going to do, Jose. I don't know, because we can't continue to go into year 9 of the same nonsense that we've been going through over and over again. Just unfortunately, we decided to make our playoff game last night, because that's how we perform in the playoffs. We don't do what's needed to be done.
Well, you know, I'll share this clip. It's a quick 20-second clip. Lamar was asked how he felt about, you know, about John Harbaugh coming back next year. All right, and this is his response.
You asking me about next year, Jameson. Like, I'm so caught up in what just happened tonight. I can't focus on that right now. I just told you, like, he asked me, "Are you stunned?" I'm stunned right now. I'm still trying to process what's going on. Like, I know we lost, but like, you know. That's all right. Thank you, Lamar.
All right, you know that. I mean, that summed it up. It's just like, bro, like I can't, like, I can't deal with this. Like you saw what happened right there. Harbaugh had a different response. Harbaugh's like, yeah, of course, I'd love to be back. You know, I love these guys. You know, I want another shot at it.
Right.
But I'm telling you, first of all, you know, Harbaugh's a liar.
Thanks.
You know, he did not have the same response as Lamar Jackson. That it was more of a defeated, like, I'm pretty much done. You know, like, I'm pretty much done. And he's kind of had that attitude all year. Ever since they went 1-5, if you look at his responses about his future, there's no fight in them. He just kind of like, hey, I coach for today. You know what is fighting really? You know,
right.
Like, just you know, like, you know, like I think he's done. I don't think he's coming back. They won't frame it as he got fired,
right?
You know, because he's coached for so long and they had that respect for him. They built that friendship. I'm certain they're gonna sit down sometime this week and they're gonna tell him, hey man, you have to step down. We don't want to fire you, but you have to step down. You know what I'm saying? Because honestly, that should have already been the discussion, right? Once you went 1-5 and your defense is giving up every point possible, hey man, you gotta fire Zach Orr. Oh, you don't want to fire Zach Orr? All right, then you're going down with the ship. Like, you gotta, like, it's sink or swim now. We put out these hit pieces for you to show that Zach Orr is your guy, and you know, Todd Monken, you're putting it on Todd Monken. Well, they put up the points. The defense is giving up the points still. Yep. Like, there's no more discussion after that. Like, if you don't win this, you're out, right? And if they give him a chance to walk away, instead of firing him, he needs to do the honorable thing and do that. If they gotta force him out, like, to me, that's a little classless. You got super chat over here, Hendo, salute. Daryl Bradley, appreciate that. Says the blame is not all on Monken. I don't put any of the blame on Monken. You know, like, did he call perfect games? No. But like I said, like, Derrick Henry not getting the ball in the fourth quarter, I don't put that on Monken. Like Tony Dungy discussed this. Last Sunday night we lost against the Patriots, right? And he didn't get the ball. He's just like, if I'm the head coach and I see Derrick Henry on the sideline, I say, "Are you hurt?" And he says, "No, I'm fine." He's like, "All right, then you're playing." Right? Like, that's a head coach thing. That's not a coordinator thing. That's a head coach thing. So I don't put any of the blame on Monken. Honestly, like, I don't put any of the blame on Zach Orr. They kept him.
Facts.
It's only one person you got to put the blame on, and that's the head coach.
Facts. And it's crazy because we knew, well, at least I knew, when John Harbaugh went to the podium for his presser, it was, "I love our guys. They fought hard." That's what you say all the time. Did they fight hard? Did they give everything that they had? Because Roquan Smith didn't give everything he had. He had 3 tackles. He was in playoff form. He was in playoff form already. And, you know, when I first listened to Lamar speak about John Harbaugh coming back, I think if Jameson Hemsley would have saw Lamar on the street and caught him one-on-one with no cameras, he'd have been, "You birch arsh ninja," because that's the way he looked at him. Like, what you think? Like, I'm tired of it. Like, you know what I'm saying? He looked at him like he wanted to say something else, but he like, "I'm on camera, you know, I got this image to uphold." But he like, "Why you ask me this? You know what it is." And when they asked the other players, you know, some of the other players like, "Oh, that's above my pay grade." And that tells you, somebody that wants a head coach to come back, they're like, "Yeah, let's run his back. Like, we didn't do what we needed to do, but we're going to run his back." But they just like, "It's above my head, you know, whatever happens, happens." And yeah, Todd Monken, he's going to be scapegoated for this. And like I said last night, when it comes to Zach Orr, I'm not mad at Zach Orr. He's limited in his skill set. But just like Falele, he's doing what he can do. It is up to the head coach to make those necessary changes. You look in the game and see when Andrew Voorhees went out and Emory Jones came in, the offensive line played better. And that gives you a glimpse of what could have been. But John Harbaugh is so stubborn. He's going to do what he wants to do rather than what he needs to do to make this team successful. And it's just a travesty that we as fans, you know, us at the end of the bar who don't know anything about football, we have to sit back and we can see with our eyes what you're doing is not working. You're blowing leads. Your defense can't contain anybody. And I think the most telling thing in the synopsis of the whole season was back-to-back drives. It was a third down. It was a third down for the Steelers. It was third down for the Ravens. It was a third down for the Steelers. And we had played soft zone. They got a first down. We had a third down, and they blitzed. And it was incomplete, and we had to punt it. And that just tells you the mentality of the coordinators. One coordinator is like, "Yo, I'm going to take this game." The other one is, "I don't want to lose it." And that's a John Harbaugh mentality. I'm playing not to lose the game instead of playing to win.
Well, that's what Tomlin said going into the half when he went for it on first and goal. It was 2 seconds left in the half, and they didn't get it, right? And we're all happy, and we're up 10-3. And they asked Tomlin about, you know, going for it right there instead of kicking a field goal. He said, "Yo, man, like, this is when to go home. We're playing to win." And same scenario in the second half. They get down there, 4th and goal. They're like, "We're going for it." Get the first down and then touchdown, right? Like, one coach is trying to win this, and the other one is just trying to, you know, tread water. But we have a quarterback that's actually trying to win, because let's be real, man. Like, Lamar got us back in that game, right? That wasn't anything other than Lamar saying, "All right, I gotta make something happen." You know, and actually, Todd Monken called 2 good play calls to get us back in those games to get Zay Flowers wide open. So salute to him. Salute to our other tight end that didn't get paid for stepping up and making a clutch catch. All right, I mentioned this last night. Once again, in a big game, in a big moment, Mark Andrews disappeared. Mark Andrews not finding the end zone, not making a big time catch. You know, defense once again failed us. Like, no turnovers, giving up all the points in the world. The defense always lets us down. Even when we were a top-ranked defense, they let us down. You know, when we played the Chiefs in the AFC Championship game Oh, we held them to 17 points. That's enough. They did the job. No, they didn't.
Right.
Did they get a turnover in that game? No. Did they get a sack in that game? No. That's good. You held them to 17 points. You're supposed to be that. You're the top defense in the league. You're supposed to hold them there. Right. You need to do more in the playoffs, like the Chiefs did. They forced turnovers in the game. Why aren't you doing that?
Right.
Right? Like, there is no expectations for this defense to do anything. If you're talking about Lamar, if you're talking to anybody at work that claims to be a Ravens fan and they putting this on Lamar, they're not really watching the games, right? And they'll be the first ones to tell you we need to go defense in the draft. Don't engage with these people.
That's what they were talking about after the game. They were like, we need to get more defense. Like what we have like number 14 projected supposedly
14.
What are we gonna do? And I see they say we need a defensive tackle. And certain ones that I've seen, I'm like, but they don't rush the passer. Why would we waste a top 14 pick on a dude that just stops the run? Like, it makes no sense. Yes, we need to do something about these trenches, both sides, but do it smartly. Go with what's needed. Go with what wins you games. Because if Lamar Jackson had more protection, we'd have scored more points. And we wouldn't have to rely on a defense that lets us down time and time again. The Cleveland Browns held this same team to 6 points. And that's and they had Darnell Washington at that point. He was out this game. So essentially, you let Kenneth Gainwell, Pat Fryermuth, and Calvin Austin III beat you. You let them 3 dudes beat you. Of course, once again,
Adam Thielen Adam Thielen, who they just picked up off the street.
Thanks.
Who is completely cooked, burnt Marlon Humphrey. It's over for Marlon Humphrey. And I want Marlon Humphrey to be here when we win the Super Bowl, right? And he's put in a bad position too, because he's better. He should be playing in that slot position, rotating kind of, like he should essentially be a third corner at this point. For as much as we invested in that position draft wise, we should have guys already replacing him, right? TJ Tampa should be a full-time starter. Jalen Armour-Davis, Pepe Williams, like these guys that we drafted, Caillou Blue Kelly, like all these guys. Shout out to Big Reg. He never lost faith in Caillou Blue Kelly. But all these guys that we drafted, Sean Wade, we should have, and of course Nate Wiggins first round. We should have our starters there, young guys, taking over, and Marlon can be that veteran, that kind of fits in there. But he's forced to play that number 2 corner position, and he can't do it anymore. And yes, he'll make plays sometimes when it's near the red zone. He can excel there, but in between the 20s, and he's going to get beat down the field, and that's consistently happened over the season, and they don't have any answers for that. They don't have any answers scheme wise or anything. Even Adam Thielen can beat him deep. I'm sorry, man, but like it's over for him. He's getting paid too much money.
Yeah, I mean, I think his cap hit for next season is like 26 mil. Yeah, like you can't have that for his type of play. And for me, it's a bad look with the YouTube, because to the fan base, it shows a lack of commitment. Like, you just got burned for 180 something yards, and then you go out here and podcast, yeah, guys, enough bad games. What are we gonna do? You know what I mean? And the organization should look at things like that, like, this dude really ain't committed. But our general manager is limited. For a dude that builds a defense outside in, we struggle in the secondary. Yeah. You know what I mean? Nate Wiggins is cool. Nate Wiggins, they talking about Nate Wiggins had an outstanding game. What wide receivers did he really have to go up against? You know what I mean? Like, you acting like he had somebody he really had to shut down. He ain't had nobody to shut down, because when he goes up against top wide receivers, he holds them and he struggles. So EDC needs to do something. He needs to change his philosophy. And I was having a conversation last night with Yolanda, like, if he has an opportunity to get a head coach that he brings in, the synergy might be a little bit different, because now they can have conversations of, what do you need? What are you looking for? What position will make this team better, instead of having a Super Bowl winning head coach that's stuck in his ways and like, get me these kind of guys. We have no dogs on defense. They talking about, somebody said, one of the attributes of the game was physicality. We weren't physical. We were getting run over. We weren't tackling. We weren't. Everybody on this defense was missing tackles, and I mean everybody. You know what I'm saying? This is not a physical team. This is not Baltimore Ravens football, and it starts from the top. We keep drafting these choir boys with good quality. They're good people. The good guys that I love to hang out with and ask them about their families and spend holidays with them. Do they love football? Can they play? These are questions you never hear answered. You never hear them coming from the draft talking about this guy loves football. He lives and breathes football. He's a Raven. No, they talk about he's a good classic guy.
Yeah. So, it's funny you said that because after the stream, I don't think I said it on the stream yesterday, but I was telling B, like, Kyle Hamilton, I like a lot. Right. And excellent player. He does it all, right? And
except for get sacks and interceptions, right?
Well, that's what I was saying, right? Like, yes, he is a leader. He can be a leader, but he's a nice guy. You know what I'm saying? And I'm not saying he plays nice, but he don't play with that edge. You know what I mean? Like, like he's a smart player. He's a good player. He does a lot for the defense. But he don't play with that edge, and that's just not his personality. But that's not anybody's personality on the team, and that's the problem. Like, the team that got us to the Super Bowl, a lot of crash outs on that team, right? A lot of crash outs on that team, and there ain't nobody with the attitude of Suggs. There ain't nobody with the attitude of Bernard Pollard.
Bruh.
You know what I'm saying? They like, and of course, I mean, look, I don't like to compare our linebackers to Ray Lewis, but but Ray Lewis, what made him Ray Lewis wasn't all the preaching and talking and dancing. It was in big time moments he was going to deliver a hit that got that rallied that defense, that got them behind him, or he forced a turnover. He do something, to make to turn the tide of the game, and he lead by example. Right. And we just don't have anybody on that team that can do that. That was supposed to be Roquan. That's what we thought Roquan was going to do when he first got here. It seemed that way. When he first got here, I was like, oh, they're hitting different. They're not, they're flying to the ball now. But now it's just missed tackles, it's excuses. And that's one thing I'm sick of hearing. We heard it all year from the defense. Oh, we know we're better than this. Oh, well, we're second guessing ourselves out here. Well, y'all ain't rookies. Right? You're supposed to be veterans. You're supposed to be leaders. Why are you second guessing yourself? Right? You're trying to defend this defensive coordinator who's just not doing a good job, and you're not playing well in the process. So I don't want to hear it anymore. Like, you had your chances, and consistently you're the unit that's failed us.
Facts. And I mean, we should know that we were cooked anyway, because we were trying to replicate the Ray Lewis Ed Reed dynamic with Roquan and Hamilton. But the difference between them was, no matter the coordinator, they were always great. No matter what position you put Ray Lewis in, he was great. Ed Reed, you just throw him on the field, he's great. He don't need to bring in another safety to be great. He don't need to play in a certain position or a certain part of the field to be great. They made plays. And when the defensive coordinator, regardless of who it was, made a call, if Ray felt that wasn't right for the situation, he changed it.
Yeah.
Roquan ain't gonna do that. He's not good enough to change plays on the fly. I'm like, nah, we ain't running this. They about to run this play, change it. You know what I'm saying? We don't have those guys.
When they got to the Super Bowl in 2012, over a decade ago now, right? When people don't say, "Oh, Harbaugh won a Super Bowl," that for a lot of y'all were still watching Yo Gabba Gabba. All right, you weren't watching football.
Hip hop,
yeah. You know what I'm saying? That team was they were self-motivated. They were on autopilot, so much to the point when things weren't going right, they didn't like the play calling. They just told them, like, we're not doing it that way anymore. Right? They said, hey, this is dumb. We're not going that route anymore. Like, we're doing it our way. You're gonna have to get on board. And that's why it was a mutiny, because Harbaugh was still trying to prove himself as a coach, and he's like, hey, it's gonna be my way or the highway. They're like, no, you're gonna kick rocks.
Facts. Like,
we're gonna do it our way. What are you gonna do? You can't bench us all. Right. And it went their way, and they won a Super Bowl. Right. And then he proceeded to get rid of everybody.
Didn't he? All of them. Like he
All of
got
them.
rid of all the big personalities, offense and it didn't matter who they were. And then we started to see 2013 to 2017, we started to see John Harbaugh's personality through the team. And when you saw he had to coach, when he didn't have those legendary players, he was a 500 coach with one playoff appearance.
Hey, AJ, I did not call Kyle Hamilton soft.
Not at all.
I did not call him soft. If that's what you got, you heard me wrong. Okay. 300 people in here, by the way. Hit that like button if you're new. Hit the subscribe button. Lunch break, hot take, Rogue Pod. There's 2 channels that are live right now, so hit subscribe on both channels. Did not call him soft.
Not even close.
Right. He plays through injuries. Like he'll be hurt and he'll still come back in that game. I respect the hell out of him. That's not what I'm saying.
I don't think he talked to you. I think he talked to the people in the chat. Because they keep saying he playing light-skinned. Like,
okay. This is what we respond to right here.
Yeah, I think it's
soft, light-skinned behavior.
They keep saying he. Oh no, Kyle Hamilton is not soft. He's He's just not the player that we envision. And my thing is, you take a safety with the 14th overall pick. He needs to make game-changing plays. Kyle Hamilton is excellent for the Baltimore Ravens, but he is not worthy of a $100 million contract and a 14th pick overall. He slid to us at number 14 because no other team in the NFL was willing to draft a safety that high. They went out and got Kirby Joseph in the 3rd round, who is by far the best safety at taking the ball away. They got Brian Branch in the 2nd round. This year, dude Watt from Notre Dame, 3rd round. Nick Emanwari, 2nd round. They know safeties do not affect the game. And this is what we said about Malachi Starks. I heard you talking about this last night.
Yes.
When this before we started the season, everybody's just like, oh man, he did it again. He got Malachi Starks, he did it again. Nobody else was drafting a safety in the 1st round. Just us. And the thing was, what we said was Malachi is going to be a great player for the Ravens, but is he going to affect us making a Super Bowl run? And we said he's not. Safeties don't change the game like that. And y'all said, oh no, he's going to transform this defense. He did not. Now y'all saying, oh, he's just a rookie. Like, make up your mind. Is he transformative or is he just a rookie? He's still a 1st round pick. 1st round picks are supposed to come in and make plays immediately.
That's what I'm saying. Like, I hear this talk about Kyle Hamilton. I don't hear any smoke from Malachi Starks. He's done pretty much nothing all year.
Right.
Pretty much nothing. Was he terrible out there? No. But did he make an impact? Not at all.
Yeah, he
not
did.
at all.
I mean, he started the season off dropping an interception that could have changed the Buffalo game, but you know,
yeah. You know,
that's nitpicking.
But that, like, do I expect him to be better next year? Of course, because he's a rookie. But he was picked that high to make an immediate impact.
Right,
an immediate impact. If we had drafted Tedorola McMillan. Right. Not saying, I mean, look, we weren't in position to draft. I'm just saying, for example, if we'd have drafted Tyrell McMillan like the Panthers did, that's an immediate impact that affects the quarterback. Right. Mm-hmm. If we drafted a guard,
right,
that affects the game right now.
Mm-hmm.
Right now. Like whatever, another running back. So when Harbaugh says, all right, take Derrick Henry out, but we still had Travion Henderson in there,
bruh, nothing changes.
Nothing. Yeah. We can still run the ball.
Home run potential.
If you want to call the game the way you're calling it, where you have to take Derrick Henry out, you still need a running back in there that can impact the game, like Derrick Henry. And the running backs that came out in this draft, Quinshon Judkins, Travion Henderson, Omarion Hampton, it was a few of them. We should have picked up one of them if that's where we want to go. Ashton Genty,
right?
Ashton Genty playing behind some straight trash, and he still finished with solid numbers.
Bruh. Looking at the chat, I forgot about Adisa Isaac. What happened to him returning in November? Another project that did nothing for this team.
3rd round pick.
I even forgot he was on the team.
3rd round pick.
Right. Oh, Sean Bateman.
Bateman, yeah. Somebody pointed out that Tez Walker has like a fraction of the snaps and the same amount of yards and touchdowns as Rashad Bateman. Right?
That's crazy, bro. Walker didn't play like 4 or 5 games. Like they didn't even bring him in the game.
But what he did in that first quarter is exactly why I was like, he needs to be out there. He can stretch the field, and not just stretch the field, like he can catch the ball.
Right.
I thought earlier in the season when he had those 2 touchdown catches, I was like, get this man involved. Like he just proved to you and the opposing team when he's out there, he's not just out there as a decoy because we do that a lot here. But if he's out there and you don't cover him, you're going to get beat, and you're going to get beat for a touchdown. That changes how defenses play you. They can't play up close like that, but they just, they never did that, of course. All right, man, 360 people in here. Y'all are angry.
I'm angry. I mean, you should be angry. I mean, listen, the fans of Atlanta, they went on a run. Like Atlanta went on a run at the end of the season, and they fired their general manager and head coach. We continue to disappoint with a lesser roster. Like they've had quarterback issues for years. They had Arthur Smith as a head coach and have done very poorly. And they're trying to make changes to be better. We've had Lamar Jackson, Derrick Henry, some of the best players in the NFL, and we failed, but yet and still people are still lobbying to keep the same head coach. Why? Yeah. What has John? All right, for people that love John Harbaugh and you say he's a good head coach and how can we replace him? What has he done? Let's just say the last 5 years, blown 2 or 3 of the best rosters in the NFL, taking us from an AFC championship game to a division round loss to missing the playoffs altogether. I want to know, is he still coach of the year material? Is he still in the running for coach of the year? Because that's what y'all said after we started playing those weak teams and got to 500. I'm like, we're at 500. How's he a coach of the year candidate? You can't be a coach of the year candidate and start off 1-5. Like that makes no sense to me.
Yeah, you can't. He should have been that should have been either he's out or it's a Cam Cameron moment, right? Cam Cameron, that was John's friend, but John didn't have the same kind of pull that he has now. So they told him he had to fire his friend. And that same thing should have happened this time around. Like, hey man, we're losing this. We're losing the season here. We're losing the locker room. We had high expectations, and we can't come up short. I know that's your friend, and you want to give him a chance, but it ain't working. They're not responding. We got you got to go in a different direction, and they let him stick to his guns. They let him just do things his way, and the consequences is we don't make the playoffs. So something has to come from that, right? And if you let him come back, you're telling the fan base that you do not care about winning, right? Serious organizations don't keep coaches after a season like this, right? He's already outside of his window for winning a Super Bowl with this quarterback, right? Quarterbacks and head coach combinations have 5 years to get it done.
Yep.
Otherwise, they don't get it done, right? History says that. This is going into year 9, right? Even Buffalo, there are rumors that if they don't win this year, Sean McDermott is out.
Right.
Okay. Well, they got what, 12 wins?
Yep.
Winning coaches lose their job. Marty Schottenheimer lost his job after going 14-2 with the Chargers.
Didn't he? I forgot about that. Marty Ball.
Yeah. Yes. When you're trying to win and you have a coach that's not getting it done, winning a Super Bowl, you don't hang on to him. You damn sure don't hang on to him when he misses the playoffs.
Right.
Okay, you mentioned Atlanta. They finished with the same record, right? Weren't they 8-9?
Yep.
4-game win streak, and they're like, all right, bye. This is after Adam Schefter reported. By the way, this is why you can't listen to Adam Schefter. He reported that he was safe.
Thanks.
And we got a super chat from Daryl Bradley. Salute, says difference is we had Newsom compared to EDC. Yeah. No, for sure. And Ozzie had a ton of flaws.
Did he?
He had a ton of flaws. Like, let's not forget, he did draft Lamar Jackson, but he drafted Hayden Hurst first.
People forget that.
He drafted Hayden Hurst first. Okay. So he was not perfect, but what Ozzie did well is understand what he was doing, what he didn't get right. Right? If Ozzie was running the team right now, he would assess it, and he was drafting the same way EDC was drafting. He would have looked at it and said, I've tried to, I've drafted a ton of wide receivers, not working. And in fact, this is exactly what Ozzie did when he brought in Anquan Bolden. He said, I drafted a lot of wide receivers, none of them worked out. I need to go and get one that I know can play. Right? He would have made that happen. Drafted Torrey Smith. Torrey Smith was cool. Not quite a number one. We still needed more. Go and get Anquan Bolden. Go and get Jacoby Jones.
Yep.
Right? Like he went and did that. He understood where he was getting it wrong. Left tackle, I need to get better. Go and get McKinney. Go and get Matt Burke at center because for some odd reason, he could not get it right at center. You know what I'm saying? And he's like, I need to go and get guys I know can play. EDC's not doing that. Like this whole experiment with the guards has just been weird.
It makes no sense.
Okay, John wants to keep them out there, but you're the GM. You got to say, hey, I'm making a move for this guy, or I'm gonna bring in this guy. We're not. You can put them out there, but we're not bringing either of these guys back in the offseason.
Right.
AJ says 77 got to go. He is gonna go. He's got to get paid. He's a free agent. Another reason to not put him out there the way you're putting him out there, because there's no way we're going to re-sign him, especially if he played well. We weren't going to bring him back.
Right.
That's what we do here. If somebody plays well, but they only do it for 1 year, not good enough. We wish you well elsewhere.
Unless you're Matt BK.
Well, yeah.
But you know what? You don't even have to play well, because look at Mark Andrews.
Yeah, somebody brought that up in the chat.
Look at Mark Andrews. They sat there and brought him back and said, you know what? We think that as you get older, you're going to get better. And yes, Ozzie most definitely would have fired Harbaugh.
Oh, yeah. But Ozzie's still in the building too. I don't know what he does for them at this point. Whatever he's doing, they're not listening to him. Right? He's just in there.
Well, he's just collecting the check.
Greg says we should have at least 300 likes in the chat. Yes.
Yes, we should.
Get them likes up. Both channels are streaming. Lunch Break Hot Take and the Road Pod. So go to each one, hit like, okay, subscribe on each one. And we got another super chat from AJ. I'm sorry, 4776.
Appreciate it.
Junior. Hey, appreciate you. Thank you for the super chat. Thank you.
It said Falele got hurt and a penalty on the same play.
He did.
That's the only Raven thing to do. Like, but I'm really, really want to know if John Harbaugh is retained, will they re-sign Falele? And that will tell you how serious this team is about winning the Super Bowl, because he will be cheap labor. Who else in this league? What's up, Golden State? Who else in this league will have a multi-MVP quarterback and say, you know what, I'm gonna take a tackle that's never played guard and throw him out there as a starter? And this 7th round rookie, I know you missed your whole rookie season, but we're gonna experiment with you two. No other team is doing it but us, and make excuses for it along the way. Like, it's crazy the lack of protection that Lamar gets, the lack of weapons that he gets. You can talk about Andrews and Bateman and all this stuff, but Lamar has no real true weapons. Zay Flowers is good. Zay Flowers ain't no Justin Jefferson, Jamar Chase. He ain't even a T. Higgins. He's damn sure not a George Pickens. But yet and still, we expect Lamar to go out here and be Superman each and every week. But when he's Clark Kent, he's the reason that we lose games, even though we have 4 first-round picks in the secondary. A secondary that, once again, let Aaron Rodgers look his best when it mattered the most. How you tell me how this 40-year-old man continues to have 10+ yard runs on his defense?
Right.
How? You know what I'm saying?
I'm telling you right now, that won't happen next week. Win or lose, he won't be throwing the ball like he did on us next week, because Houston has a real defense. Thanks. Every time we talk about we need to do something on defense, so we can look a certain way. We never look that way, which is why we say defund the defense over here, right? In fact, the last time we were here, Hendo, we brought up a trade scenario, and let me see. Do I still have it here? Let me see.
And people were like, "That's stupid." We got him
now. Okay, I want to ask y'all again, okay? Because we are trying to we're trying to recondition you over here. All right. Would you rather this trade where we give up 2 first-round picks and Rashad Bateman for Max Crosby? Do you guys still want to do that? You still want to go edge rusher, or would you rather do a similar trade for a Justin Jefferson? Somebody mentioned AJ Brown. So somebody of that caliber. So I'll wait for your response. Do you think we should give up 2 first-round picks and Rashad Bateman, which is like it was a bag of chips, for Max Crosby? Do you think Max Crosby will make that big of an impact, or more of an impact than a true number 1 wide receiver, a top wide receiver?
Right.
Alex, thank you for the super chat. Appreciate you. Thank you.
Right. Justin Jefferson out here getting 1,000-yard seasons with just anybody at quarterback.
All right. So C-Mac says I'm in. Grail says give me edge.
Jettas.
Wrong answer. You failed. JR says Jettas. You passed. All right. Rainmaker says AJ or Pickens. You passed. All right.
Winning, I trade for Pickens.
Grail said, but not 2 first. Listen, that wasn't a question. The question was,
right,
if you had to give up 2 first-round picks and Rashad Bateman, like Bleacher Report said there, do you want to get an edge or a wide receiver? Right. And if you think edge impacts the game more than a wide receiver with a top quarterback, I will refer to you, our new sack king, Myles Garrett. Right. Congratulations to Myles Garrett. Everybody loves Myles Garrett. Everybody. Yeah. Great guy, great player, first ballot Hall of Famer. 23 sacks this year. The Browns won 4 games?
5 games. They won
5 games.
Yeah.
Won 5 games. Impact? What's the impact there?
Right.
2 games he had 5 or more sacks.
And they lost both.
And they lost. One of them they got the doors beat off of them.
Right.
Like impact that's what you want here. If Max Crosby ain't that. Max Crosby is very, very good. He ain't that. Nobody's that. Max Crosby could come in here and still be Max Crosby. In fact, Max Crosby's coming from a team that has the number 1 pick. Where's the impact?
Right.
Where's the impact? What do you think he's going to do for this team? We have a bad defense. We have bad coaching. That's if nothing changes, of course. Right. If nothing changes, right? You bring in a Brian Flores type of coach, he'll do better. But just getting him over Justin Jefferson,
right?
Over AJ Brown, over George Pickens, somebody like that player directly affects Lamar Jackson, right? So it doesn't matter what's going on. Lamar can look for a player like that, and he can make catches that, like what Isaiah Likely did last night. Those guys do that consistently.
Thanks. And more to your point, right? Cleveland won 5 games with Myles Garrett having a historic season on defense. With the quarterback play in Cleveland, right? If the Browns, even with Shador and Dylan Gabriel, if the Browns would have had Justin Jefferson instead of Jerry Jeudy, they won 7 or 8 games because Jerry Jeudy let them down with his drops and his fumbles. So even with a lesser quarterback, it shows you how important wide receivers are to this game. They would have had more wins for a wide receiver than they would have had for a dominating defensive end. It's crazy that we're still thinking that this is the 2000s and defense wins us championships. And I think that we've proven repeatedly having the top defense in this league doesn't win us a championship. Yeah. Let's try for 1 year to get Lamar that number 1. When things go down, like that Isaiah Likely catch, when things go wrong, you got a guy you could throw it up to, and you know he's going to go get the ball. The synergy that Joe Burrow and Jamar Chase has, like they don't even have, like it may be off scripted. Kelsey and Patrick Mahomes. Like Mahomes will tell Kelsey in the huddle, "We ain't running that. You know what to do."
Yeah.
Huh? But yet still, we got guys that can be wide open, drop the ball, get no separation, and they talk about the difference in play calling with Lamar and Tyler Huntley. And they said, well, somebody said last night, Lamar likes long development plays. Who the hell said he likes long development plays? No,
right.
They called the game differently. If you watch it, they ran Derrick Henry 36 times a week ago, 18 in the first half, 18 in the second half. We ran Derrick Henry 15 times in the first half, 5 times in the second half. We didn't see any wide receiver screens last week. We saw a couple last night. So if we had that impact player on offense, and yes, we do need guards. That's not like this for us. It's not an either or situation. We don't do well. We get Lamar wide receiver. We can't get him offensive line. Why not? The Eagles are getting everything. The Eagles are stacking every position out there on the field, but yet still we have to pick and choose what we give our quarterback. They missed on a wide receiver in the draft. They missed on Justin Jefferson and said, you know what? It is what it is. We'll just go out and trade for A.J. Brown. Facts. And then draft Devontae Smith. And they brought in a whole Jahan Dotson. They brought in a whole slew of number 3 wide receivers and still built up that offensive line. They lost a Hall of Fame center, and went out and won the Super Bowl because they replenished. They didn't just say, well, you know, we brought in a bunch of guys on defense. We're going to ignore the offense. They build complete teams. The Rams, with no first-round draft picks, built a complete team. The Rams paying a quarterback $100 million, trading him, taking that dead cap hit, still built a team and won a Super Bowl. And are out here drafting like crazy. But yet and still us, we got to pick and choose spots for our quarterback. We got to go here and get these defenders. And if you want to go defense, if you truly want to go all in on defense, get guys that make impact. Don't go out here and get the third best at a position. Get the best guy available. I'm still upset about Danielle Hunter. We had a legitimate chance to trade for Danielle Hunter and his 15 sacks this year, but we didn't do it because EDC loves his draft picks. He'd rather bring in an Adisa Isaac than have a Danielle Hunter out here wrecking shop. Imagine Danielle Hunter and Odafe Owe out here on opposite ends trying to get the quarterback.
Well, shout out to the World Class. It says we ran Derrick Henry 5 times in the second half because the defense can't get off the field. Well, they got off the field all right in about 55 seconds. they got off the field, with some points. But yes, obviously the defense got to play better, obviously. Right. But the things that we're not talking about because we put up points is we had a few stalls on offense, right? If we were able to keep the drives going, that would have helped us out a lot. But anytime it was 3rd and long, we already knew we were punting because we didn't have any kind of play that's going to get us, that's going to get us a first down. I mean, a big part of that is our play calling. Of course, a big part of it is our O-line can't hold up. I mean, that's what it is. But having a reliable target like that, like a Justin Jefferson or some sort of difference maker that, you get the ball in some space or just throw a ball to them and let them go up and get it, for a first down, like a difference maker, that makes a world of difference too. And we just don't have anything like that.
Jose, I think about it now. It's crazy. We had the blueprint. Yeah, we already had the blueprint laid out for us. Joe Flacco, Anquan Bolden. Once we got Anquan Bolden, how did he transform the team? We had the blueprint. We had wide receivers that just couldn't get it done. We went out and got Anquan Bolden, and that changed everything. Joe knew, I'm throwing it up there, he's going to out-muscle somebody and get that football. We had the blueprint, but yet and still, we want to go with these beta wide receivers. That's just like, I mean, if I get the ball, I'm cool with it. But
Bolden was part of John Harbaugh's problem. He was one of those guys that didn't want to listen to John Harbaugh, right? He's the ones that was out there like, hey, we're not going to do that, coach. Right? We're not going to run that play. I came from a real offense. This isn't going to work. And John Harbaugh said never again.
Right.
Okay. Which is why he's pretty much told you in the press conference he's not about those type of wide receivers. He doesn't. If you're a wide receiver that's worried about your stats, don't come here. Okay, cool.
And we'll play against you, and they had played against us and thrived.
Yeah. Jamar Chase loves playing against us. Jamar Chase said, "Can we play them? Can we play them 4 times a year?"
Joe Burrow got up off his couch. Was like, "I'm ready. We playing the Ravens this week? I'm ready. let's get it." You know, it's just just boggles my mind.
3 Willis, you failed the test too. You rather Max Crosby over helping your quarterback. You're not going to expect Max Crosby to win you the game down the stretch. Right. If Max Crosby was on the team last night and we give up points, you wouldn't be in here today saying, "Where's Max Crosby?"
Mm-hmm.
You wouldn't say that, right? And if we had somebody on the offense, if we had a George Pickens or somebody like that, and they didn't show up, you will hold up to the standard. It's just a different standard between offense and defense, and that's our point. We get because the fact is this, y'all. The fact is this. Y'all gonna say we need to get an edge rusher, right? Shout out to our guy Jared Green from the Southern Baller Show. He said that yesterday. He was like, "Hey, I'm checking out this edge rusher. I can't remember what school. We need to look at him in the draft." But that's exactly my point. Like, defense is failing us, and we say we need to get more defense. We need to add defense. We get a guy, and it's like, hey, that's going to be the answer, and then it's not the answer. We have edge rushers on the team, right? We traded one away because we said, hey, he's not good enough. Turns out he is good enough. We got Mike Green. Mike Green was supposed to be that guy.
Right.
I thought he was going to be that guy.
I thought he was going to be too.
A top 15 talent, we said, right? Yeah. Fell in the draft because of off the field issues.
Mm-hmm.
So we had that guy. He didn't do anything. Wasn't impactful. We got another safety in the first round because he was supposed to be a playmaker. Didn't make a single play.
Mm-hmm.
Right? So adding somebody like Max Crosby because he's established, you think he's going to make a difference. He's not making a difference for his current team. The best edge rusher in the league isn't making a difference for his current team. He's been to one playoff game his career?
Yeah, that one with Baker when they beat the Steelers.
There you go. Another super chat from CES Jr. says we need to go all of it.
They need to all go. Like that Roquan, he can go too. I see somebody put in the chat, Roquan had 3 tackles last night, but he also had 3 tackles on his own teammates. He did.
Right.
He tried to take Wiggins out.
Right.
This is crazy.
Mm-hmm. They don't play 100% snaps. Mike Green, Darius Washington, and Draymond Jones need 100% snaps to do what? What are they doing with the snaps? Are they difference makers? Are they difference makers or not?
Well, our Darius on the 3rd down had a 1-on-1 tackle and was biting at his ankles, and dude shook him. I can't remember who it was. It might have been Thielen. Somebody, like, he had an opportunity to get them off the field, and he missed the tackle. Mike Green, he needs some season. Mike Green, I think he'll be better, but you can't play 100% of the snaps. Like, it's just too physical a game for them to be out there 100% of the time. But they also need help. They need help from their coaches. They need help from the talent around them. They're not bad players, but they're not difference makers.
I think Mike Green and Malachi Starks are going to be better next year, especially when with a different coach, for sure. Right? They have talent, but they weren't guys that are going to come in here and make an impact right out the gate. And now's our whole point of not drafting that. On the defensive side of the ball, you have a coach that's just bad. I'm sorry. Like, Zach Orr is just a bad coach.
Thanks.
Right? On the offensive side, we have a poor O-line, but we have a competent offensive coordinator that knows how to use talent. But we get them the least amount of talent.
Right.
Like, I'm happy for Zay Flowers. He stepped up this year. A good wide receiver. He's not one of those top wide receivers, but he's very good, obviously.
Right.
Rashad Bateman was non-existent. Right. Mark Andrews, non-existent, and we extended him anyway. Isaiah Likely, non-existent. Right? D-Hop, old. Okay? Like, and we didn't protect Lamar. It's Lamar, Zay Flowers, and Derrick Henry trying to hold this team up.
Yep.
Right? But we want to go defense. You want to add more to the defense so they can do nothing with it? Hell no. And just so we're clear, I'm not saying we need to go wide receiver first. The priority is O-line. In fact, Hendo, we have to have a combination of grabbing one of these veteran O-linemen in free agency. Hopefully we can get somebody, Joe Bitonio, somebody like that.
That's exactly what I was just thinking.
Yeah. That needs to happen. And then we need to double back in the draft with our 14th pick. And we need to get a tackle that can play guard right now. Right. And kick out to left tackle. Ronnie Stanley, you know, I've defended Ronnie Stanley, and look, he proved last year when he's healthy, he's still really good. But when he's hurt, we don't let him heal up because we don't have anybody else that we trust. And he plays hurt. And when he's hurt, he's awful.
It's terrible.
Right. And I don't know how that's going to affect him moving forward. So we need to start looking at the future. The whole reason Ronnie is back is because they didn't plan for Ronnie's exit. Right.
How could you not have seen that coming?
They didn't plan for his exit. And, you know, everybody, and it's the same talk, right? Like when it came time to pay Ronnie Stanley, people were like, "Oh, you can't pay him that much." And we asked, "What's the solution?" Because getting good left tackles, that's very hard to do. And the solution was, "Oh, we gotta bring Ronnie back." Same thing at center. People are saying, "Hey, Tyler Linderbaum, we can't pay him the money that he's going to command." And what's the alternative? Because we already got 2 guards that we got to replace. Linderbaum got to come back. That's the answer. All right. Xavier Morris, thank you for the super chat. Says, how would everyone feel about John Gruden? No, thank you.
Get him going. Don't even bring him in the building.
No, thank you. Why do we think John Gruden can coach though?
Thanks.
First of all, I don't want racists on my team.
Thanks.
That's one. 2, just because he has a show where he's real amped up and you know, he's talking to these guys. You know, that's fine. Let him do that in that space. But coaching, no. I want active coaches. I want coaches that can coach these guys now. He ain't one of them. Let somebody else make that mistake.
Thanks. I mean, listen, I'm sitting here thinking about what you said about Malachi Starks and the kid in Atlanta. I don't know if his name is Xavier Watts, but I know his name is Watts, the safety from Notre Dame. They drafted him in the 3rd round. I think the kid has like 5 interceptions. These safeties that are being drafted in these later rounds are making difference. Like, it was a 2-game stretch. He had like 3 interceptions. Like, he dominated as a rookie, a 3rd round rookie. But we keep taking these 1st round safeties and corners that don't pan out. Like, they just, all right, like world class Marvin Lewis. Stop, bro. This man has never won a playoff game. I know you keep trolling me with that, but no, I don't even want to listen. As great as we were, I don't even want Marvin Lewis as a defensive coordinator. Like, the NFL just passed him by.
Real quick, if you're over on the Road Pod, there are 400 people in there.
What?
Salute. 400 people.
That's crazy.
All right. Make sure you get the likes up over there. All right. And I'm gonna let you cook, but you know, before we get out of here, very important for the people that are doing super chats, you know, donating, appreciate that. Patreon.com/ROUG. All right. Your dollar stretches further that way. Okay. That'll get you membership for a month where you get extra content over on Hendo's channel. On my channel, hey, we still cooking over there. We got a good amount over there as well. All right. Patreon.com/LBHTShow over here. All right. You get an extra show on Wednesdays. Our main show is the LBHT show Wednesdays at 7:45 p.m. Eastern time. We do the overtime show after that. That's on Patreon. And look, we both channels give you extra content for as little as $5 a month. So consider joining both Patreons, but definitely make sure you're subscribed to both channels. All right. You're getting a lot of content over here.
And you get into the Discord.
Yes, and you get into in both of our Discords. Yes, and we are active in there.
And we can continue these conversations. We can have real talk in the Discords.
Facts. Gary Kubiak, no Gary Kubiak. I don't want any retreads. I don't want anybody that's been out of the league for more than 2 years.
Facts.
Right.
Brian Flores, of course.
Brian Flores is the hot candidate. I would love to get Brian Flores in here. Okay, Brian Flores did a good job in Miami, right, before they got him out of there. He's a defensive-minded coach, and the league is starting to swing back towards defense, right? But also, Brian Flores understands the urgency of winning now, right? He understands that. He understood that in Miami, which is why they had the problems they had, because they want to tank, and he's like, hell no.
The owner said, Stephen Ross said, I'll pay you. I'll give you a couple $100K if you tank for the season. That man said, I got integrity. I ain't doing that. No, I'm out here to win. And that's why I love Brian Flores, because we don't have that here. And also, even though he's a defensive coordinator, he has an eye for offense. He told the owner, just tank for Tua. Tua ain't that guy. We're going to go out here and get Justin Herbert and turn this franchise around. And they was like, no, we like Tua. He was like, I'm telling y'all, I've watched him. He ain't that guy that you think that he is. Justin Herbert is the future. And they said, nope, we ain't listening to you. And went out and got Tua. Now they're looking to move on from Tua after the season.
The only thing, no matter who we get, and I think Flores would be on board with it, but we just got to make sure that coach understands that this is Lamar Jackson's team. There is no, I'm coming in here and I'll try to make it work with Lamar Jackson, but I need to bring my guy in if it doesn't work. No. Your guy is Lamar Jackson, or you don't have a job, right? Not over here. Like, whoever we get has to be 100% on board with you. Your career is tied to Lamar Jackson, right? He's an MVP quarterback. He is the franchise quarterback. All of our money is tied up into him. So this is your quarterback. Do you have a plan for him? Yes. All right. Welcome to Baltimore. Right. That's how it needs to go. Robert Saleh. I like Robert Saleh. I think he got a raw deal with the Jets. Yep. That coach killer Aaron Rodgers, ushered him out of there. Got him fired just to tank the Jets season. All right.
I mean, I take Clint Kubiak, Jesse Minter. Like, it's
Kubiak, yeah.
It's a bunch of people, like you said. But as long as they know, I'm not bringing in my system to have the players adapt to it. I'm adapting to Lamar, what he got going on, and we're building from there. As long as we can bring in a head coach that can go to EDC or whomever the general manager may be and say, we no longer are building around Kyle Hamilton. We're going to build around Lamar Jackson, because it's ludicrous that you're building the team around a safety.
Yeah, there's nobody on that side of the ball that you should be saying, hey, we got to go and help this person out. They're not doing enough for that.
Right.
They're not.
Why Roquan? I'm sorry. Why Roquan in his presser last night? Why he sound like he just played his last game as a Raven? Like, he looked like he's literally about to cry. Like, he was speaking like they about to let me go.
He probably feels it, man. Like Roquan knows he hasn't lived up to expectation, right? Even with a All-Pro bid, some Pro Bowl bids, he knows he hasn't lived up to expectation.
I love the chat, bro. I love the chat. George says Flores is a coordinator who's a former head coach. A culture change is needed. Solid. What about Lovie Smith? So you rather take a guy that was recently a head coach who's transformed the Steelers, he's transformed Minnesota, but you want to bring back Lovie Smith? What has Lovie Smith done? Yeah, he went to a Super Bowl. How long ago was that?
Did you not hear what I said before when I said I don't want any retreads? Anybody's been out of the league for longer than 2 years. When's the last time he coached in the league?
Nobody.
I like Lovie Smith too, man, but no, man. No. Like, coordinators become head coaches. We have a special teams coach as our head coach.
But Brian Flores was a former head coach.
Facts. CES Junior, salute. Appreciate the super chat. Says John trusting the defense. Lamar is elite, playing field position leagues built on aggression. Lamar isn't a game manager. He's a closer. No adaptability.
Facts.
Yeah. Facts.
Nah, George, I'm just saying, George. I'm mad. It's not you, George. I'm just mad at the fact that we as an organization for the last 13 years saw this man fail, and people are still making excuses why we should keep him. I'm upset with this, the lack of progression this team has made fundamentally, just from not even just John Harbaugh, from the GM to the defensive coordinator to the team president, all of them. We're talking about keeping these same people who have failed us. And you can say all you want. Coaches don't play, but they do prepare the players to be ready to play the game. And we just have not been ready to play these games. We come up short all the time. We've come up short with a different cast of characters. So if it keeps happening, but the only mainstay is your head coach. Now I don't want no college head. I don't want no college head coaches. I'm sorry.
Hey, we got Steel Spanning here. Salute. Says Steel City. Hey, congratulations. Y'all got the win. And it doesn't matter. Look, first of all, we're big Mike Tomlin fans over here. I love Mike Tomlin.
Facts.
I love Mike Tomlin. And I hope you're not one of the people that think Mike Tomlin should leave. What y'all need is a true quarterback, a true franchise quarterback. You haven't had that since Ben Roethlisberger, prime Ben Roethlisberger.
And the offensive line.
And offensive line and offensive coordinator. But I love what he said at the end of the game. You know, they asked him like, "Hey man, like, hey, you're one shank kicked away from being at home." And he said, "You know what they say about ifs." He's like, "If my aunt had male parts, she'd be my uncle." And I love it, man. He's just like, "Hey, a win is a win is a win." You know, I love it. I love it. And CES Junior signed up for that membership. Salute.
Hey, be on the lookout for the link to the Discord. I'm gonna put that in the members.
Yeah. You have to look through our post. I should probably post it again. I don't know if I pinned it to our the community tab, but I'll pin that to the community tab if we can. I'm not sure if you can do that, but I'll post it again for our Discord as well. Reese says disappointed, still a fan. Yeah, we still fans too. Just because, and this is another thing too. Part of being a good fan is holding your team accountable. So criticizing the team for the things that they're doing wrong is not you being negative or being a bad fan, right? You criticize them for that. And when I say criticize them for that, that doesn't mean say, "Oh, Lamar shouldn't have played. It should have been Tyler Huntley." That's just being wrong, right? And we don't give that any energy today. Raven 76 B Moore says, "Salute, bros. I'm tired of this. I feel for Lamar. This team always finds a way to let him down." Yeah.
Thanks.
Yeah. All right. If Lamar had Mike Tomlin, had Lamar Jackson, they would have 3 Super Bowls by now. I think so. Look
at what they don't have and what they continue to do. Without a franchise quarterback or an offensive line and technically a dominant running back. Because Najee Harris, he had 4 straight 1,000-yard seasons, but he wasn't a dominant running back. Like if he had an offense to go with the defenses that he's put together, they possibly would have won 3 Super Bowls, but they don't have that. And he's staying afloat with lesser talent. John Harbaugh by far has the more talented team and has done by far considerably less than Mike Tomlin has. So I don't understand why Steelers fans are like, man, we need a new voice. We need to get them going. Get you a new head coach and see what they do with what you constructed over there in Pittsburgh.
Yeah. Yes. But you mentioned college coaches. Yeah, no college coaches. My thing with college coaches is they can't win coming straight into that.
They take time
to the NFL. Yeah. A good college coach, it's hard for college coaches to make that transition their first time. A lot of them fail. I would say most of them fail, but definitely like there's a growing phase there, right? To bring somebody in that you think has potential, you have to do like we did with John Harbaugh, where he's like, "Hey, we got to help you with your coaching staff. You can't handpick your coaching staff, right? You get a first time college coach coming up to the NFL, for a first time head coach in the NFL coming from college. You cannot let them pick their coordinators, right? That's a problem that a lot of these teams have. You give these guys too much control, and they don't know anything about the league. They don't know anything about dealing with grown men, right? 100%. So it always fails. You have to really help them out. And when we're trying to win a Super Bowl, I don't want to play around with that. If you got to rebuild, that's one thing. We got 2 super chats in here. Bucko Beasy, appreciate you, says Ravens need offense and defensive linemen in the draft early. Facts. 100%. And we got one from Kobe Pruitt. Appreciate you. Says the difference last night was Tomlin walking the sideline, making sure his team, especially defense, was in the right mindset, and Harbaugh looking up at the scoreboard confused. No more CEO head coaches. Facts.
Listen,
Clear difference. Like he was hyping them up. Like Harbaugh doesn't have his team's ear like that. Right? That team and the Steelers have had a disappointing season too. They've been up and down as well.
Right.
But Tomlin is doing everything he can to rally his players. Harbaugh knows he can't do that. He knows they ain't listening to him like that.
And I think the most telling thing should be last year's Hard Knocks when they did the AFC North. They showed Mike Tomlin saying, "Hey, Herbie, we're going to need you this week. This is your task." And he was with him. And during the game, he walked him down the sideline. He like, "Hey, Nate, it's about the play about to come up." And Nate made the play to change the game against the Bengals. And he's like, "What I tell you?" Like he's up there talking to his players all game long. "I need you. Hey, George, get your head in the game. You messed up. Cool. You're going to have an opportunity to make up for it." John Harbaugh, you don't see him talking to nobody. He's just standing there, staring off into the distance. That tells you the level of head coach and the difference between the two. This is why we need somebody else. He's not engaging. He's not talking to anybody. He's just standing there. One week we see him with a play sheet. The next week we don't. Like, what does he do for this team? Honestly.
Right. Yeah. Bucko Beasy with another super chat. Y'all really trying to keep us here. Okay. It says Ravens need a new head coach that won't get in his own way. And that's really what it is. That's really what it is. That's what's getting me so upset about all this. Okay, look, almost 450 over on the road pod, man. Yo, hey, and I'm loving the super chats. All right. Hendo trying to get to 10,000 subscribers. All y'all can, if you haven't subscribed already, can help him get there. We're trying to get to, we're almost at 3,000. Help us get to 3,000 and then real quick get us to 5,000. All right, we got some, and then 10. We got some aggressive goals over here. As y'all can see, our channels are growing. So support both channels. Lunch Break Hot Take, Roll Pod. All right. But Ravens need a new head coach that won't get in his own way. Yes. Look at all the losses that we've had this year, and just about every one of them, except maybe the Chiefs, you could say we beat ourselves. And even the Chiefs game, you could say we beat ourselves. Right. But just about every game that you look at, you could say we shouldn't have lost that game. We shouldn't have lost both Steelers games, right? For being honest, shouldn't have lost the first Bengals game. Even when Lamar is out, I feel like we shouldn't have lost to the Rams. I mean the Texans blew us out. You know, but obviously the Bills game, the Lions game, like you look through the season, you look through our losses, and all of them will make you sick. The Patriots game, like all these games, you look at them and you're just gonna be like, yo, how do we lose that? Right? How do we lose that? We are beating ourselves. This is coaching, and you're absolutely right. Get a coach here that's not going to do that.
Right. And there's that dude Blair Davis. He's the one that jinxed. He's the one that jinxed us. He was like Billy Contra moment, and didn't see what I did. It's your fault, Blair. You're the reason that we just. Somebody, before we go, I'm sorry. Somebody said earlier in the chat. Somebody said earlier in the chat. We seem a little too happy because we've seen this before.
Yeah.
We've seen this.
You mentioned Billy Cundiff. We've literally been here. We've been in this in this situation already. So it is what it is. We're numb to it. And it does suck, right? It sucks. But this isn't the AFC Championship and we lose this way. Like, if this is an AFC Championship game and we lose like this, I'm hurt, dog. I'm hurt. This is us trying to make it to the playoffs. We shouldn't even have been in this situation, right? Like the Browns gave us a gift last week that we didn't expect, and we didn't get motivated enough to win this game. No, I'm not crying over this. Like, if we were serious about it, like, and you shouldn't get emotional either. If this organization was serious about winning, if they cared about winning, they would have made a change at coaching, whether it's head coach, defensive coordinator, something. When we were 1-5, they made no changes. They don't care about winning. Don't let anybody tell you otherwise. They don't care. Kobe Pruitt with another super chat. Salute says, if Harbaugh consistently loses to elite coaches in high pressure situations, can he be elite? Nope. Is he a Hall of Fame coach without that Flacco hot streak? Nope. He would already been fired. He almost got fired, even with that Flacco hot streak. All right.
Yeah.
God's favor says we played right into Tomlin's hands, just kept it close and knew we would step on our own. DK 9 times out of 10. Yeah. Facts.
And I just thought about, and I thought you brought up a good point. It made me think about this. John Harbaugh is the head coach. He brought in a defensive coordinator, never called defense on any level. AAU, high school, college, no levels. But more importantly, and I think you said this before, or Brady may have said this, more importantly, you brought in position coaches that were in their first or second years, DB coaches, linebacker coaches. You brought in guys that weren't experienced. How did you think that this was going to go? Because they're trying to find their way along with the defensive coordinator. So you think bringing in two retired head coaches, retired defensive coordinator that you fired them. And you think bringing that back was going to transform this defense? That tells you how delusional John Harbaugh is, and is the reason that he gets out-coached and outclassed every time he goes up against somebody that has tenure in the NFL. And if Steve Bisciotti doesn't see that, it's a problem. You cannot continue to get out-coached by lesser teams with better coaches.
Well, listen, they care more about their friends than winning, right? But that's Super Bowls. Just Al says, Jose, we know they don't care, which means they won't change coaches. I'll tell you what Steve Bisciotti does care about: his money. Mm-hmm. They put some tickets on sale for the playoffs, which they have to reimburse those now because we're not in the playoffs. He cares about making the playoffs still. Right. He cares about that part of it. It's okay if we live in this world where we're winning a lot of games, we're selling out stadiums, and we're in the playoffs, but we don't quite go all the way. He can live in that world forever. But when we're not making the playoffs, when people aren't showing up to the stadium because Lamar's not out there and we don't have a chance of winning the game, that's what he has a problem with, and that's what happened this year. Bucko Beasley salute says, get a new guard round 1 and put Carson Vincent starting left tackle. I'm cool off Ronnie. I'd also love for the Ravens to trade for a top or at least average guard. You got to think higher than that. Carson Vincent ain't going to get handed the job. Hell no. If he can win the job, that's cool. But you need guys that have a baseline of skill. And yes, Ronnie Stanley isn't great, but consider the fact that he's been playing hurt, right? All season. Hopefully he heals up and he can get some of that old Ronnie Stanley back. And if Carson Vincent can beat out Ronnie Stanley, that's one thing. If he can't, then he can't. But Ronnie Stanley got to be here for now, unless we use that round 1 pick, number 14 pick, to get a tackle. We get a tackle that if he can beat out Ronnie for the left tackle spot, that's one thing, or he can play guard right now and then kick out to left tackle. That's what it's got to be. But Ronnie's got to stay here. We did not do a good job of preparing for a Ronnie Stanley exit, and we still haven't.
Right.
Carson Vincent, I know you like him. Emory Jones, we got to see a little glimpse of Emory Jones. We know Emory Jones is better than what we have right now.
Right.
But if we have an opportunity to get better in the offseason, we need to do that. And these guys can battle for positions, but this is why we got into the spot we got into this year is people were hand-gifted jobs that they didn't earn. Right. Falele didn't earn his job. Voorhees didn't earn his job. And yes, you've heard Harbaugh lie about that all year, saying, the best guys are out there. That's a lie, right? It's obvious they don't know what they're doing out there, right? Even in this game, Falele whiffing on blocks. He letting Lamar get blown up when you're trying to run, So, yeah.
Yeah, and a Division II college player that didn't get any snaps this season in the game, just coming in and starting at left tackle, the hardest position on the line. I think not.
Yeah,
I think give him time to learn and develop. Don't just throw him out there. That's how you destroy play. Movement guard. I mean, yeah, like you said, if he beats somebody out, cool.
He's got to win the job.
He got to earn
it. Listen, Carson Vincent and Emory Jones, because we got to watch Emory Jones play a little bit, you feel a little bit better about that. It's still got to be a competition. He still got to go out there and show that he can he can take that job from I say the moves we make in free agency is Joel Bitonio, if we can get him, and bring back Kevin Zeitler. Yes, Kevin Zeitler, best days behind him. You know, he's near retirement. If he wants to play another year, he's a veteran. He is that guy that, you know, he's the gatekeeper, right? Like in boxing, you know, you have these upcoming prospects. They always have to go through a gatekeeper to prove that they are at a certain level, right? That's the gatekeeper that Vincent or Emory Jones will have to get past to prove that they can be a starting NFL guard, right? A starting caliber guard. So you still have to get a veteran in here that gives you a baseline of skill before you give it to these young guys. So those are two people that I would say we target. And if they're not ready to beat out Zeitler, we know Zeitler can go in there and play at a certain level. And obviously Joe Bitonio can play guard as well. So that should be the move. That should be the move. And of course, you got to re-sign Tyler Linderbaum, because that's not even a conversation anybody's had about, you know, nobody wants to pay him, but nobody can tell you how we're going to replace him. Do you want to use a first round pick on a center? You need a center. Right. You need a center.
Y'all had an issue when we used the first round pick on him.
Yeah.
Same position. We were at 14. They're like, we better not draft a center at 14. Everybody lost their minds.
Low key, Miss Orlando Brown Jr. Hey, Orlando Brown played right tackle, played excellent at right tackle. He filled in for Ronnie Stanley at left tackle. Played well there as well. He hasn't been great elsewhere. He's been solid. He hasn't been great. But yeah, and speaking of right tackle, Rosengarten hasn't looked good this year either. We may be looking at having to revamp this whole O-line.
Everybody.
Right. So that's something to consider too. We might have to really put a serious investment. And you know, it's hard to evaluate because this coaching staff has done a bad job. Our O-line coach has done an awful job. Some of these guys might be a lot better than they look, you know, but this all comes with changes in the offseason. If Harbaugh does come back, it has to be one of those situations where, hey, Harbaugh, like, you're firing your coordinators, you're firing your coaches, and we're going to help you build up your coaching staff. It's not on, like you don't have full reign anymore. We're reining it in, because if you do come back and we start out slow, you are fired mid-season. Like, I think that's the thing that Harbaugh is going to consider, because they'll give him a little time. I don't think he'll be a Monday, one of these Monday firings, but I think they'll give him a little time. I think they're going to talk to him, and I think they're going to discuss what his plan is. And I think they'll let him know, like, hey, you'll be safe this year. Next year, you're not going to be safe. And that's mid-season as well. And I don't think he wants to go out like that. So he'll either consider that, you know, and say, okay, I'll step down now, or, all right, I want to run it back. Here's what we'll do. And I'm going to get serious about it. I think one of those two things will happen, but I do think he'll step down. Thanks. Kobe Pruitt with another super chat. Hey, appreciate y'all. Y'all really keeping us here.
Just come on over to Patreon. Let's come on over and get that $5 and get the Discord and some bunch of other stuff.
Kobe, you've been dropping some gems here. Patreon.com/ROUG. Patreon.com/LBHTShow. Get yourself a membership. All right. Get that extra content. Says EDC, let this team get old and thin by poor drafting in rounds 2 through 5. Facts. Signing Mark over Isaiah and Kolar, retaining Marlowe, Namdi's dead money is going to hurt. All facts. All facts. Poor drafting. That's why EDC can go too. We didn't spend that much time talking about EDC, but he needs to go too. You cannot keep drafting this way. Right. And what's this? What is DKK? What country is that?
I don't know.
Let us know. Hey, Drezon. Let us know. I've never seen it, but thank you. First of all, thank you. Right. I've never seen that. What currency is that?
Thanks.
Says fire Harbaugh or and Todd, trade Andrews, Falele, Voorhees, Bateman. It's gonna be very hard to trade Mark Andrews at this point.
It's gonna be hard to trade Voorhees. See, Falele's a free agent, but Voorhees, nobody want that.
Yeah.
Nobody want Bateman either, technically.
Yeah. But yeah, no, EDC has done a terrible job. You can't keep. First of all, EDC already told you that he's a lazy GM when he says, I'm no different than any other GM. I'm not doing anything special. Like, I just like to have more chances. Oh, Denmark.
That's what's up. I'm trying to go to Denmark. I'm actually trying to go to Denmark this summer.
Okay. All right. Okay. Hey, shout out to Denmark. Appreciate that. But I love how y'all know these places better than we do.
you guys are.
I love it. Yes. You're well traveled. Right. More than Dwayne Hunter. Thanks for coming through. But he just says he wants more chances at getting good players in the draft. That's why he loves the draft picks as much as he does. It gives him better, more chances at getting it right. But he's still getting it wrong. He said, "I Googled it." Hey, shout out for using Google because a lot of younger generation don't know how to use Google
at all.
That's crazy,
right?
Like y'all be sitting here like, oh, what about this? I gotta tell my kids all the time, why you keep asking me questions when you have a smartphone in your hand?
Yeah, right.
You will text me a question instead of just asking Google.
All right. How do they fail tests when they let them use calculators?
Hey, shout out to you, Drezon. Shout out to Denmark, man. Appreciate you. Appreciate you. I'm not sure what time it is over there, but appreciate you watching.
Indeed, we trying to start going overseas. Like we trying to take this overseas, be worldly ourselves.
Facts. Harbaugh can go overseas. EDC, they can do it during the regular season, please. Right. House, what's going on? Is patiently waiting for the Schefter tweet saying Ravens and Harbaugh have agreed to part ways. I don't think it's going to happen today. I think they'll give Harbaugh because they don't want it. They don't want to look like a firing, right? They want to afford him that respect by saying, okay, like he's leaving on his own terms. They're going to frame it that way. Mm-hmm. The conversation behind the scenes should be, hey, bro, you had to step down.
Right.
You had like I gave you opportunity to right the ship this season. You know what it is. And Harbaugh should understand that too, right? Hey, you let me run it the way I wanted to run it during the season. You didn't force me to fire Zach or Warhop or anybody. And I didn't get it done. I'll step down, right? To save face. Yeah, I appreciate you giving me a chance to step down because even if he comes back this year, and I will crush this organization if he comes back this year and doesn't make any changes, the players are quitting on you, right? Mm-hmm. And that will carry into next year. And if we get off to a bad start, that I don't think he can survive, right? And does he want to get fired mid-season? Hell no, right? And does he want to fire his friends? No, he doesn't want to fire his friends. That's how usually you get coaches to just step down by saying, okay, you can stay, but your friend got to go, right? Because they're loyal to the staff, so they say, okay, I'll step down. I'm not gonna fire him,
right?
Unless you're Sirianni, he said, yo, them two can go.
Right.
I need that ring.
Thanks.
Yeah. All right. For real. Okay. We went an hour and a half. This is the last day. This is the last day. We are back to a 30-minute show tomorrow. All right. So we're just, we're letting you get, see, every time we try to leave, they pull us back in. Deanna. Thank you for the super chat. Says, morning, guys. That game was a race to the bottom to see who was going to lose to the Texans in the playoffs. Offense should have went for a touchdown instead of settling for a field goal. Loop is getting death threats now.
Unacceptable.
Yeah, that is unacceptable. And no, I mean he's been a good kicker for us all year. It was well within his range. You have to be able to make that kick. I think they played it right. He buckled under pressure, and that's okay. It sucks. I know people are heartbroken by that, but to me, this isn't a Billy Cundiff moment, right? This isn't a Billy Cundiff. This isn't the AFC Championship game. this is to get into the playoffs, which we should have comfortably been in already. So I'm not questioning Tyler Loop like that. Like this season isn't his fault at all, right? The kicker for the Steelers missed an extra point. It was one of those games. So it sucks. I feel for him, but I'm past relying on kickers to win us games. Like we need to go out there and take care of business. If the defense didn't give it up in 55 seconds, a touchdown in 55 seconds, we wouldn't have been in that situation.
100%.
All right. Retired Gunny says just because. See,
appreciation. And what people don't and like I said, it's unacceptable. They're threatening his girlfriend. Like, come on, it's football. And think about this. This guy was in college this time last season, and we put him in a position for his first game-winning field goal in the NFL was to send this team to the playoffs. The amount of pressure that he was under, and like Ray said before, when we lost in the 2011 AFC Championship game, it didn't come down to one play. That one play did not lose us a game. Everyone could have played better. And you said yourself, it's not a Billy Condon moment because the 2011 team was better than the 2012 team. They should have won a Super Bowl. Nobody was expecting this team to win a Super Bowl. So even if he would have made that kick and we would have went to the playoffs, do y'all really believe that this team was going to go on a run and win a Super Bowl? Not with this defense, not with this coaching staff. So we just delayed the inevitable, and now we don't have to hear Lamar Jackson failed in the playoffs again.
Hey, what's going on, Coach? Yeah, we here late. This is turned into a full blown out show. Let me tell you something. I was watching that game, and I was already tired of this defense giving up these 3rd and long the whole game, right? But I was still like, okay, we win this game. We can beat Houston next week, right? That's what I was thinking. Up until when we took the lead, we up 4 points. And I was like, hey, the defense hasn't played great, but this is where they take some pride and they hold them. They just have to not let them score a touchdown, right? That's a lot different from trying to keep the team out of field goal range, right? It's very hard to do even with good defenses nowadays. But keep them out the end zone. That should be very doable. They had the 2-minute warning, and that's it. They had no timeouts, and I was like, this is where the defense makes a stand, and they immediately gave up a touchdown. And that's why I was just like, yo, we win this game, Houston's going to crush us next week. Like, I was just like, man, I'm not saying I want to lose, but I don't feel comfortable anymore. You know what I'm saying? Like, no. AJ, another super chat. See, y'all want us to stream till noon. We can't be here all morning.
I gotta go to work. I gotta go to work a little bit.
AJ says typically a Wonderkin show guy, but you guys are spitting facts. Keep up the good work and go Ravens. Hey, Nitro's our guy.
Yep.
Right. Salute to Nitro. He was in here earlier. All right. So salute to Wonderkin Show. Make sure you guys subscribe to the Wonderkin Show and the morning show. He's got two channels. He's very successful at both of them, man. Very proud of him. Support him. All right. And Bucko Beasy with another super chat says, team reminds me of 2001 Bucks. A change of head coach equals Super Bowl.
Listen, I've said this so many times, and the way that it translated into basketball, my Golden State Warriors with Mark Jackson turned the corner, made the playoffs, but ownership said, yeah, we're now back to being relevant in the NBA, but you just ain't enough, and fired him after going to the playoffs. Next season, they hired Steve Kerr, won 60 games, and won the NBA title. But I know Warrior fans weren't like, well, if Mark Jackson ain't the head coach, who will coach us? Sometimes sometimes you need to just make that change because one person can only take you so far. And we've seen John Harbaugh can only take us so far. We can have a good regular season, but when it comes to winning championships, John Harbaugh is no longer that guy, if he ever was. So a change is needed right now. Bashadi, if you're listening to us, make that move.
And listen, somebody's listening to us. All right. So like they say they don't listen or whatever, but when I hear some of these interviews and press conferences and they reference certain things, I'm like, you heard what we said.
Right.
Somebody sent you the clip. Word gets back to them. All right.
Yeah.
They know what we're saying over here.
Scott Van Pelt, you've been using some of our slangs. Just give us some credit. I'm just saying. I never heard him say certain things, so he came and, you know what I'm saying? So we said things, and I see him, and he'd be like, "Oh, really? Just give us our credit. That's all we ask for."
Yeah. All right, we're out of here for real. For real. We gave you an hour and a half. This is the last lengthy morning show for a while. All right, 100%. We're back on schedule. 6:15 tomorrow to 6:45. Okay, a tight 30 minutes, and we gotta be out of here. All right, that's just how these morning schedules are. So if this is your first time, you were in for a treat. But these morning shows were meant to go quick. They're really meant to be 15 minutes, but then we realized that wasn't going to work. So, 100%. A 30-minute show in the morning, Monday, Tuesday, Wednesdays. All right. If you want it 5 days a week, get those memberships up. Patreon.com/ROUG, Patreon.com/LBHTShow. All right. All right. We're out of here. Y'all have a great day. Do not listen to any Tyler Huntley talk or anything like that. If anybody says Tyler Huntley, to not engage with them. You just go ahead and say, hey, you have a great one. Be well today. We'll talk to you later. All right.
Right.
All right. Hey, congratulations to the Steelers. We'll talk more about the Ravens offseason. So tune in. Have a great day. Peace.